Yeah, exactly. Erev Tov, good evening, everyone. We are delighted to welcome you to Congregation Eitz Chaim. My name is Rabbi Cleel Rose, and I am the spiritual leader here at this congregation. Again, it's just wonderful to have all of you here, and we're really looking forward to this evening's event and the distinguished speakers that will be addressing us. I wanted to take this opportunity to offer a land acknowledgement. We acknowledge we are gathered on Treaty 1 territory and that Manitoba is located on the treaty territories and ancestral lands of the Anishinaabe, Anishinaabeg, Dakota Oyoide, Denisovan, and Nahathoak nations. We acknowledge Manitoba is located on the homeland of the Red River Métis. We acknowledge Manitoba includes lands that were and are the ancestral lands of the Inuit. We respect the spirit and intent of treaties and treaty making and remain committed to working in partnership with First Nations, the Inuit and Métis people in the spirit of truth, reconciliation, and collaboration. If I can, for a moment, I wanted to just share a personal note about Magen David Adom. And that is to say that I have known many young people from North America who've gone to Israel and have done an internship, a program with Magen David Adom. I think of one person in particular. He has the same last name as me because he's my first cousin, Jeremy Rose, who's now, some of you might know him. He grew up here in Winnipeg. And he will tell you that the experience he had working with Magen David Adom was so instrumental in shaping his life as a doctor. He's now the head of emergency care at Columbia Presbyterian Hospital. I don't know what the equivalent is in Winnipeg. It's like Health Sciences Center, but just in New York. So I hope that says something to all of you. And again, so many people that I know have had opportunities to work with Magen David Adom. So it's such an integral part of the state of Israel and the people of Israel. I wanted at this time to call on the cantor of Congregation Eitz Chaim, Cantor Tracy Kasner, who's going to offer a blessing and words of hope. And we'll ask that you please rise.
This is the prayer for the redemption of the Israelis taken captive. Our God, the one who raised Joseph up from the pit, be a refuge for the oppressed, a refuge in times of trouble. Send complete rescue and full redemption to those held captive by the enemy. Strengthen their spirit and bring them our prayers that they may be protected from all harm. Implant understanding in the heart of the enemy that they may return the captives in wholeness of body and spirit. Grant wisdom to the Israeli Defense Forces that they may secure freedom for the captives without loss of life. Grant strength of spirit and courage of heart to all the sons and daughters of Abraham, Sarah, and Hagar to release bonds of captivity and allow us all to live in freedom. They shall call upon me and I shall answer them. I will be with them in distress. I will rescue them and honor them. Yikra'eni v'yanehu, imo anochi v'tzara, achaltzeu v'achabdehu, v'nomar, Amen.
Please be seated. It's my pleasure now to welcome Sharon Freeman, who is the Western Region Director of Major Gifts for CMDA, for the Canadian Friends of Magen David Adom, and then she will offer what the impact is of this organization and then introduce our keynote speaker. Sharon.
Hello, everyone. What a turnout. Oh, my goodness. Every time I'm in Winnipeg, hello, John Plant. Thank you for all you do for us. Every time I'm in Winnipeg, I'm saying, wow, I'm feeling like we're like a big family here because we're having so many supporters and volunteers, and I couldn't be more thankful and grateful for all you do for us. But please continue to do so. So, I'm Sharon Freeman. I'm the Western Region Director. I'm representing the Israeli National EMS. We're having with us today 3 paramedics. Before I'll introduce them, I just want to tell you that after October 7th, after all the video that we've been watching and all the news, all the Israeli MDA staff are really like my family. All of them are my personal angels. They are my heroes. Heroes cannot do it alone. You will hear the lecture today, and then you will understand that we need to support them. So we have your back. Just remember that. Yes, I would like to introduce, first of all, Sidney Ben-Izri. He's the National Executive Director. He came all the way from Montreal. Stand up, Sidney. He's actually my boss, but he's managing everything. Toronto, Montreal, Western Region. He's responsible for everything, and I'm allowed to call him until 10 p.m. That's it, unless it's an emergency. We also have Uri Shacham. He will give you the lecture today. Yeah, you should stand up. No, you should. He's the right hand to the Israeli Magen Adom CEO. He's just working. He doesn't have a life. He's working 24/7, all the time. And if you will have a break, you will find him on his phone with his emails and all the work. We also have Raphael Herbst. Everyone knows Raphael, right? An amazing paramedic, very hard worker. He's always available for us. He's doing a tremendous, amazing job in Israel and in Canada. And we have Chaim Dagan. Listen, all of them came from Israel, such a long way. They came to the Calgary Gala, and immediately after that, we came to Winnipeg. So there again, they are my heroes. So we gathered here today to talk about Magen Adom in Israel. They will tell you everything about who we are, what we do, what are the needs right now, and hopefully all of you can assist us. So thank you very much for having us. And I want to say thank you to Ami Bakerman. You can stand up. He's the head of the Winnipeg chapter. Me and Ami have a special relationship with WhatsApp, right? All the time. Thank you for all you do. So now I would like to introduce Uri Shacham, the keynote speaker for the evening.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for coming here tonight. And when I say thank you, I mean it as an Israeli, not as an MDA representative. Because I think that something that all of us Israelis really need for the last year and 7 months, or as long as it started, is to know that somebody outside of Israel is supporting us and cares about us. For me as an adult, it's much easier. But let me persuade my 11-year-old kid that people somewhere in the world care for him after he heard about the greatest atrocities that happened. So as an Israeli, and on behalf of my 2 daughters and my 1 son, and I think I'm speaking on behalf of all the Israelis here, thank you for coming. And thank you for coming, especially after the events of last night. And I'm not talking about Yair Rosenbaum lecture, which was great. I'm talking about the Jets. Yeah. But you know what? I know that tomorrow evening at 8:30, things will be better. Yeah, I know this for sure. And you know why? Because of the professionalism of the team, because of the dedication and devotion of the team. And also because they have an unwavering support from everybody in Winnipeg, and at least from one guy in Israel, right? Now, go Jets, go. Now, fun is, the same thing, the professionalism, the dedication, and the unwavering support also applies to Magen David Adom. I know that tomorrow morning, things will be better in Israel, thanks to the professionalism of our teams, thanks to their dedication, and thanks to the unwavering support we get from all around the world and from Winnipeg as well. So by being a Jet supporter and by finding something good with the Jets, let's see a short video regarding Magen David Adom.
Anywhere, anytime. MDA teams are on standby across Israel, ready to roll.
AI Tech tracks high-risk zones and boosts coverage in real time. 3 response layers work together: volunteer EMTs, Medicycle paramedics, and professional ambulance teams.
Thousands of certified volunteer responders drop everything from family dinners to office work and head to the scene the second they get an alert. 600 MDA bikers patrol the country, cutting through traffic to reach emergencies in record time, fully equipped with life-saving gear.
Based on the emergency, dispatch sends either basic life support ambulances or advanced life support units with paramedics for critical care.
Remote areas? No problem. MDA helicopters cover the skies, and our rescue boats are ready for any water emergency.
For extreme situations, MDA deploys bulletproof ambulances, mass casualty buses with 7 full intensive care beds, and off-road vehicles, reaching any patient, anywhere.
Speed matters. Volunteers arrive in just minutes. Ambulances hot on their tails. No call goes unanswered. This is MDA. Cutting-edge tech, expertise, and unstoppable dedication. All to save lives.
That was 60 minutes talking about Magen David Adom, an organization that was formed in 1930, in back then the land of Israel or Palestine, however you call it, because the young city of Tel Aviv needed somebody to transport patients to the doctor, mostly because of car accidents. Probably we had traffic jams already back then. Nothing has changed. And also back then we didn't have an underground railway in Tel Aviv. We don't have it today as well. Takes time. Magen David Adom grew up in the 30s, in the 40s, training the Haganah medics. At the morning, they were Magen David Adom volunteers, and at night, they did what Haganah members did at night. When the State of Israel was formed, Magen David Adom was the basis for the establishment of the medical corps of the IDF. But let me take you about 60 or 70 years forward to Rosh Hashanah Eve several years ago, at 6 p.m. in a moshav called Klachim in the Negev, a little bit north of Be'er Sheva. Noam, a 6-year-old kid, is riding in the back of a pickup truck driven by his father. And Noam is playing with a wire that one end of the wire is attached to the pickup truck, and the other one is loose, so he's playing with it. At one point, the loose tip of the wire gets thrown outside of the pickup truck and gets stuck in the wheel, cutting Noam's fingers and actually hurting his hand really bad, actually amputating 3 of his fingers. Now, ask any paramedic what will you do? Noam would be taken to the hospital and will have to go and learn how to write, because he was on the 1st grade with only 2 fingers at his arm. But not in Magen David Adom. His father calls Magen David Adom and says, I need help. We ask him, okay, where are you? He said, I don't know. So using our systems, we geolocate the vehicle and we know where he is. And he says, I think my kid's hand is hurt really bad. So we're not trying to understand what's happening, rather than saying to Noam's father, send us a picture. Take a picture of the amputated fingers and send it directly into our computerized system. When we get the picture, we're sending it to 3 of the hospitals that has microsurgery capabilities in Israel. Now, please remember, it's Rosh Hashanah Eve at 6:18 p.m. Usually, what you do, either you shout at your kids. We never shout. We kindly ask your kid, get the hell out of the shower. My grandfather and grandmother are waiting for us. How long does it take? Or you are arguing with your wife where to put the soup of the chicken soup, either in the trunk or put it on your laps. I always lose. I put it on my lap, and when we get to my in-laws, it seems like yeah. But and where are all the medical staff at that time? Exactly, either arguing with their kids or fighting with the chicken soup. So what are the chances to have a microsurgery team ready to operate Noam in order to save his fingers? And this is why we circulate this picture. Sheba Hospital near Tel Aviv says, listen, I have a team on call. Bring the boy right now to Sheba, and we'll try to save his arm. Thing is, driving from Klachim to Sheba will take you at least 2 hours, taking into account additional traffic jams in Rosh Hashanah Eve. We still are not willing to give up Noam's fingers. So we are using the Magen David Adom helicopter to transport him directly to Sheba. Now, this helicopter at its basis is meant to transport car accident victims or people that has heart attack in the Dead Sea and they are being transported to the hospital. But we are saying, listen, this is of utmost importance. So let's take Noam with the helicopter to Sheba Hospital. He gets to Sheba Hospital, and here is the result. They were able to connect 2.5 fingers out of the 3 amputated. I have to say, somehow we saved his life because he can't give a fingers for somebody who cuts him off the road, right? So in a way, we might got him off a fight or something or something like this. And if you think of Noam's story, you see that it encompasses everything that Magen David Adom represents. First and foremost is that we deliver hope. Okay? When people see Magen David Adom ambulance, Magen David Adom motorcycle, or Magen David Adom helicopter, they might think about life-saving, but usually they see hope. Things will be better now. And in order to deliver hope, we have to focus on our mission that actually has 3, I would say, characteristics. We are protecting life, we are saving lives, and we are giving life in any action that we do in the state of Israel. And I guess that most of you know, but I have to mention that Magen David Adom is non-governmental organization, which on one hand it is very good. There are no government representatives here, right? Okay, thank you. So I can speak whatever I want. It makes us more agile. It makes us more quick in implementing changes. The downside for it is of course budgeting. But thanks to our volunteers like Chayim, this is something that is made much easier. We protect life by constantly preparing for anything that can happen. We wake up in the morning and we go to bed at night knowing that we should be prepared, and this preparedness allows us to anticipate what will be the needs and to provide them. As you heard, for each 15 seconds, there is an incoming call for an emergency. Each 20-something seconds, we need to send an ambulance to the field. We have to make sure that no matter what, the people of Israel has somebody that covers their back exactly like you cover our back, And this is why we actually built a whole infrastructure that combines very high-tech computerized system that involves 32,000 volunteers. I'll speak about them in a second. That knows how to connect between the IDF, the hospitals, the ambulance services, and the blood services. And at the end of the day, it proves itself each and every time again. Ask me, did anybody came to us, to Magen David Adom, prior to October 7th and said, you should be prepared for invasion of 3,000 Hamas terrorists into kibbutzim, moshavim, and making terrible atrocities? No. Nobody came to us and told us. Ask me, where Magen David Adom was able to respond that day, the answer is completely yes. Definitely yes. Because we had the means, we had the manpower, we had the methods of responding. Yes, it was. And this is thanks to preparedness. I'll speak about it a little bit later. So preparedness, this is how we protect life. Let's see how we save lives.
Welcome to the Nerve Center of Magen David Adom, the dispatch hub where emergency turns into action. This is where every life-saving mission kicks off. One call can change everything. Every 14 seconds, MDA receives an emergency call. Within 1 second, the system locks onto the caller's GPS location.
At the heart of it all, the dispatch officer, a professional EMT or paramedic making split-second decisions. Which team, what priority, and what first aid instructions are needed.
Within seconds, help is on its way.
First responders receive instant alerts via the MDA app. Advanced teams rush out and defibrillators are activated, starting care even before the ambulance arrives.
MDA's tech is linked directly to police and fire services. For major incidents, car crashes, fires, security threats, all emergency forces are instantly mobilized. No extra calls needed.
Not just phone calls. Smart tech does the heavy lifting.
Cars auto-calling crashes, Waze flags road hazards, and MDA's telemedicine connects doctors live to patients in need.
While help is on the way, dispatchers coach callers in real time. CPR, bleeding control, stroke, first aid, guiding them through life-saving steps until medics arrive.
Every 36 seconds, an MDA team is deployed. 24/7, no breaks, no stops. Welcome to the heart of the action.
When we are talking about life-saving, time is of essence. When somebody undergoes a heart attack or a cardiac arrest, each minute that passes and this person is not defibrillated or being revived decreases 10% of his or her survival rate. Okay? That means that we have to react fast. And in order to react fast, we use a variety of rescue vehicles. Ambulances, helicopters, a boat in the Sea of Galilee, a small emergency response vehicle, motorcycles, you name it, we're there. Because we're saying nothing will prevent us from getting fast to the patient. Back in the 60s or 50s when the emergency medicine was developed, the aim was to get the patient fast to the doctor. Nowadays, we're saying bring a professional to the scene as fast as possible. The transportation to the hospital is one part, but start the life-saving procedures as fast as possible, and this is why we use each and every mean that we can. By the way, important, each and every rescue vehicle that we have is donated to Magen David Adom. The state of Israel doesn't spend $1, neither US, Canadian, Australian dollar. Who else has used those dollars? Somewhere, a cent. It doesn't spend on rescue vehicles. But this is what allows us to be so fast and so responsive. Now, we said we want to use the Israeli innovation and try to find out how we can get the fastest to a scene. An ambulance is only one tool, but we came to our volunteers and encouraged them to become on-call volunteers. That means that you can be a businessman, a lawyer, or whatever. If you have a Magen David Adom kit with in your office or in your car or in the motorcycle that Magen David Adom provided you, Magen David Adom system will automatically locate you if an emergency happens in your vicinity and will automatically send you to the scene. See, if an incident occurred here, let's say, automatically the system that was developed in-house in Magen David Adom will geolocate the ambulance and the other on-call volunteers and will send a call to their dedicated app saying, listen, something is happening in your vicinity, are you able to respond? And with this, we are able to get within I won't say 5 seconds, but I also won't say 5 minutes. But we have, on average, on emergency calls in Israel, a professional on scene in less than 5 minutes. And this is monitored. So, God forbid somebody has a heart attack, thank God somebody is giving birth to a baby, a Magen David Adom professional will be at their side in less than 5 minutes. Besides being life-saving, how reassuring is this? And we give life. We give life in 2 terms. The first one is by a network of 32,000 volunteers. Okay, look at their faces, right? This is Israel, because regardless if you are a man, a woman, a Muslim, a Christian, a Jew, whether you think that global warming is a total fake or you think that's the worst nightmare for the next generation, if you are committed to saving lives, you have a place in Magen David Adom. Right? If I would have told you a Muslim, a Christian, and a Jew are riding an ambulance, you would say, okay, that's a start of a joke. That's a beginning of a joke, right? Actually, that's the beginning of the morning shift in Jerusalem in 4 hours, okay? Or if you would tell me how come those are disregarding one each other, I would say one is praying towards Mecca, the other one is praying towards Jerusalem. And they are in the Negev area, which is somehow in the middle. And when Israel struggles with a huge dispute whether ultra-Orthodox Jews have to go to the IDF, or they get exempt from the IDF. Look at those 4 ultra-Orthodox volunteers for Magen David Adom who treat everyone regardless of his belief, religion, and color or whatever. Magen David Adom, the name of the organization is Magen David Adom in Israel. I'm saying Magen David Adom is Israel. And we save life with our blood center. Let's hear about it.
Welcome to MDA Blood Services, the beating heart of Israel's healthcare system.
Our unique integration with MDA ambulances ensures immediate blood supplies to hospitals while evacuating casualties in mass emergencies.
Behind these fortified walls, lives are protected. MDA supplies 97% of Israel's hospital and military blood flows.
Every drop comes from generous volunteers, people like you, choosing to save lives.
Voluntary donations ensure the highest quality blood. MDA operates hundreds of blood donation stations nationwide in schools, universities, army bases, workplaces, and shopping centers.
In emergencies, donations take place in secured locations to ensure donor safety. And get this, each donation saves 3 lives.
Every donation undergoes rigorous testing in these world-class labs, ensuring safety and readiness for life-saving use.
But MDA Blood Services is more than just blood. It's about hope.
Our public blood bank provides life-saving transplants for patients in need.
Our Mother's Milk Bank ensures the most vital nutrition for preemies and newborns, donated by mothers across Israel.
Here at MDA's Blood Bank, 24/7, every drop counts, ensuring life for us all.
having the blood center connected with the ambulance services, the emergency medical services, is key, because God forbid if a terror attack occurs, we know where the victims are being taken to which hospitals, and we can provide blood prior to the arrival of the victim themselves, or a very short while after this. What did I miss? Okay, that's it. Sorry. Also, working with the IDF on blood is essential. Is key. Okay, is key, because with the American Army's experience from Iraq, we started providing a whole blood unit to the IDF paramedics and doctors in the field. A whole blood unit, meaning that you don't take it to the lab and test. You test it, but you don't process it. So it's exactly like it taken from my vein. It's tested and being sent to the field. The IDF was able to decrease mortality rate of critically injured soldiers by half, which by many factors, but one of the key factors was Magen Adom supplying a whole blood. If we are speaking about the 2014 war in Gaza, about 15% of critically injured soldiers died that war. In this war, less than 8% are dying. And this is because Magen Adom supply whole blood to the IDF. The doctor or the paramedic that treats the victims or the wounded soldiers provide them with blood. Plus, the transportation is very quickly, so we are not the only reason, but this is one of the reasons that made this decrease. We have the only blood bank in the world that is completely underground. The entire lab's storage supply is done from shelters 50 feet into the ground. When we came to the Israeli government back in 2010 and told them, listen, we need a secured blood center, they told us, are you crazy? Why do you need? The blood center is located in the middle of Tel Aviv. What are the chances? We told them, listen, preparedness. We have to be prepared for an incident where missiles will be shot towards Tel Aviv. And in the last 18 months, we've been working underground, regardless whether one Houthi guy get nervous, or one Iranian guy didn't take his medication, or one Hezbollah guy, I don't know what, is pissed on his wife, then we don't care. We are assuring the blood supply for the state of Israel, and this is something that we are very proud of. With that, I would like to take you to October 7th, and I think I won't exaggerate if I'll say that everything that we have prepared actually proved itself on October 7th. And let me take you step by step what we gone through and how this preparedness actually allowed us to respond in a way that I think we really saved lives. Each Thursday, we have a meeting together with the police, the army, getting ready to the weekend, what are the threats, what can happen. And on October 5th, Thursday, we had this meeting. And everybody said, okay, what's going to happen? And the IDF said, nothing special. There are no special intelligence. Maybe if something will happen, maybe something will come from the north, because Hezbollah in the months before October 7th had tents on the border, and everybody thought that they are trying to provoke us. Nevertheless, we said, listen, we need to be prepared. It's a week of Sukkot. All the kids are at home. In Simchat Torah, people go out. Being a parent to two teenagers, I know that after spending a week with them at home, you become like a potential serial killer. So So we said, let's have a higher level of alert. What it means is that we approach our volunteers and ask them, listen, come to the stations and take the ambulances to their home, to your home. Park it outside of your home. God forbid something happens, you can get down, just take the ambulance and go. You don't have to come to the station. It's like having more stations available just in case of emergency. And in the morning of October 7th, we had about 120 ambulances above the regular shift. 120 ambulances, which were key in responding. And exactly like everyone else in the world besides the ones that actually initiated this attack, at 6:29, something happened. And a barrage of rockets was shot. And nobody understood what happened. So we went immediately to the most reliable intelligence source, which is Ynet, the media outlet in Israel. The second most reliable is Telegram, to see what happened. And nobody said anything. There was no apparent reason why this attack started. So we waited for 15 minutes. And at quarter to 7, two decisions were made that proved themselves to save lives of hundreds, if not thousands, that day. One of them was leave the night shift at the stations. The night shift should have gone at 7 a.m. And we said, listen, let them stay. Let's double both the response capacity in the emergency centers and on the ambulances. That is the first one. That is the first decision. The second decision was man the entire fleet of ambulances in the state of Israel. Magen Adom back then had 1,400 ambulances. 1,400 ambulances. Usually about 1/3 of them are active and 2/3 are for emergencies. And we said we want to man the entire fleet. That was the time when Chayim got the call and they told them, listen, Chayim, you have about 100 ambulances to man in your region, and he started operating his volunteers. And we did this because we said, we don't believe that Hamas is pulling tricks on us. We believe that Hezbollah is going to do something, and whatever we get from Hamas is only a diversion. Now, usually what we do, we will take ambulances from the north and move them to the south to respond for any casualties. But if we are thinking that Hezbollah is attacking, we have to make sure that we have enough ambulances in the north. So in about quarter to 7, we had two decisions that proved to be very, very important that day. 5 minutes later, one of our commanders goes on the radio. And let me tell you what he said. It's in Hebrew for sure. I will translate immediately after we'll hear this.
תקשיב, אני שומע ומזהה ירי נקל מטורף, כנראה שיש גם חדירת מחבלים. מהקשר האחרון שהבנתי, כנראה הם חדרו עם בקאי.
Well, this guy is in Yad Mordechai. Yad Mordechai is a kibbutz very close to the northern border with Gaza. And he says, listen, I'm hearing massive gunshots fired. And according to the information I have within the kibbutz, terrorists has invaded using gliders. Now, we told ourselves, listen, this is something out of the ordinary. Hamas terrorists invading Israel with gliders. But how many can come with gliders, right? You won't have hundreds of terrorists coming with gliders. The IDF will take care of them, do what they do, and within 2 hours, everything is over. But then, in 5 minutes before 7, we get a call of a shooting incident outside of Sderot. And we sent the ambulance there, and this is a real footage from that day. Those are Hamas terrorists that are seeking the police station in Sderot itself. And they shot at this vehicle, and now they are going into Sderot, right at that time where the ambulance is going out to help this person. And those terrorists, they are not hesitating. They point the AK-47 and target the ambulance immediately. They just spray the ambulance with AK-47 and see what's the report that we hear from our team. This is the moment that we understand, can I say an S word, that we are in deep shit. Okay? Because operationally wise, this is the best report that we could get. He says where he is, he says what's the incident, he says how bad is the situation. Terrorists inside the city of Sderot, we've been shot. A third decision that is being made back immediately is send bulletproof ambulances from Judea and Samaria to the border with Gaza. Because we understand that if our ambulances are being shot, this is a catastrophe. Now, 5 minutes later, we get another call of shooting near the city of Ofakim. And one of our ambulances is being sent over there, and he suddenly disappears. He disappeared. We see him on the map because each vehicle has a GPS, but he doesn't respond on the radio. And with everything that's going on, we said, okay, maybe he stopped and he's treating somebody. Maybe he has a failure, mechanic failure or something like this. And an hour later, we find this ambulance totally shot and the driver killed. I heard Rafael today says that Magen David Adom people, as Magen David Adom people, we see those uniforms as protective vests. When you go to an incident, nobody questions your motive, nobody is questioning what you're doing there. Everybody knows that you came to help, and this protects you. And understanding that our teams are being shot was something that was very hard to us. But we said, okay, maybe it's a coincidence. You saw the vehicles were passing in front of our ambulances, and the ambulance near Ofakim accidentally met the group of terrorists. About 2 weeks later, the Shin Bet came to us and showed us two documents that were found on a dead body of a Hamas terrorist in Sderot. And those two documents contained, one, a map where Magen David Adom station is marked on the map itself, and orders for the group. The group will attack the city of Sderot in the aim of controlling Magen David Adom station. Or the group will seize control of Magen David Adom station. They were looking for us. They were looking for us. My estimation is because they knew that we would come to the help of the soldiers, that we would come to the help of the citizens, and this is why they were looking for us. You know, us Jews, and not only Jews, we don't believe in miracles, right? But we rely on miracles. We don't believe in them, but we rely on them. That day, the terrorists arrived to the opening, to the gate of Magen David Adom Sderot station. And they couldn't go in because the gate was closed, so they continued. And then they murdered citizens in the city of Sderot. Why am I saying miracles? Because the instruction that our teams has is once there is a siren, open the gate. Open the gate for the station for people to be able to come to the shelter, or for ambulances to be able to go out in case of electrical breakdown. That day they didn't open the gate. They said that they forgot. Okay, you can say they forgot. You can say this is a divine guidance. But at the end of the day, this is what saved the entire team at Magen David Adom Sderot. But you can see that wherever those terrorists got, they were shooting RPGs on ambulances. They were targeting our ambulances. This is a Hamas terrorist camera. And the first thing he does when he goes into Kibbutz Sufa is shooting the ambulance itself. And understanding that we are in a lot of trouble, we said we have to change the way we think. Usually, we get to a call, we take a patient, take him to the hospital. But now, in October 7th, we have terrorists controlling the roads, going into the cities, and are in the kibbutzim. So we formed very, very rapidly a different way of treating the victims. In the kibbutzim themselves, we had Magen Adom people treating the community members. People that live in the kibbutzim were going to the clinics over there, were forming a special treating center and taking care of people. On the roads that leading in and out of Gaza, we formed a pop-up primary care points. We told our teams, listen, take the ambulance, go on the road, and stop on one of two conditions. The first condition is if an IDF soldier tells you, stop, you cannot go in because it's dangerous. Another condition is if you have victims lying on the ground, stop there, form their pop-up primary care point station. And throughout the day, we had hundreds of people just coming out of the Nova Festival, of military bases, of the kibbutzim. We were just treating them. And the third one was to open up field hospitals in our stations. Preparedness. We keep in our stations dozens of boxes with medical equipment in case of an earthquake. Now, let me tell you, within the family, everybody hates those boxes. Because every time they call you from logistics and they're telling you, listen, go to box number 23. Take one gas pad that is going to be expired in 2 weeks and replace it with a new gas pad. Now, where is box 23? For always, it will be the last box under rebels and everything that is in the guard. So you spend 2 hours taking out the gas pad and putting a new one, and after a week they're saying, okay, now you have to change a dressing in case number 17. So everybody, for years, we've been cursing those boxes and saying, why do we need them? And it's crap. But then October 7th got here. And when we were not able to go to neighborhoods in Ofakim, and we had dozens of soldiers coming to Netivot station, we had the equipment to provide them with treatment at this field hospital. And this was actually the way we operated on October 7th throughout the day. Unfortunately, when Hamas terrorists attacked Magen Adom teams, we lost 6 team members that were killed while treating other people. Dolev Yehud lived in one of the kibbutzim near Gaza. He was murdered when he was treating his own community, and they recovered his body after several months. Ronen Engel, the one to your upper left, his body is held by Hamas. We know that he was killed. His body is held by Hamas, and also Lior Rudaif body. Aaron Chaimov is the guy that his ambulance was shot in Ofakim, and Avia Chetzroni Abuya. He was our team member in Kibbutz Be'eri. I left the lady last, not because she's a lady. Don't accuse me for putting the guys in front, but because Amit Man has a special story. Her father suffered from cancer when she was 12 years old, and as a teenager, she decided she wanted to be a therapist. And she started volunteering at the age of 16 for Magen Adom in Netivot. And at the age of 18, she went on and became a paramedic. She was so enthusiastic, so dedicated to do her work, so we made her the youngest paramedic instructor in Israel, and she was so devoted to her work. On the morning of October 7th, she woke up with her partner at Kibbutz Be'eri, and he told her, listen, let's go to Netivot station. He's a paramedic also. Let's go to Netivot station because they'll need us over there. And she told him, hell no. Pardon my French if I'm speaking words that are inappropriate, but she told him, hell no, I'm staying here because I'm on call for the clinic. And for hours and hours, for 8 hours, she was treating victims inside the clinic, while the security group of Kibbutz Be'eri is guarding the clinic itself. And finally, their ammunition just ended, and the terrorist burst into the clinic and killed almost everyone. I think there only one was killed. This is the tragedy of humanitarians dying at a terror attack is crazy. And this is something that we find it really hard to accept, but we're trying to remember them and to do all kind of projects on their behalf. I'll just say shortly regarding blood donation that day. At 9:30, as early as 3 hours into the attack, we open up a blood drive campaign, being able to recruit 14,000 units of blood in 2 days. 14,000 units of blood, this is the amount that we get in 2 weeks. Within 2 days, Israelis were lining up in order to provide blood, but after 2 days, my Director General called the Minister of Health and told them, listen, you are the government. Whatever you do, we've got your back covered. Last but not least, I want to say a word regarding the emergency centers. They saw the atrocities evolving just in their face. And why is this? Because each call that we get has a flag on the map itself. If somebody calls saying I need an ambulance, then they get a flag, and you see how from early morning to the afternoon how many flags we get more. Now more than this, I've been a call taker when I was young and didn't have so much gray hair. In a way, it's easy, because you have a closure for any call that you get. Somebody calls you, says, listen, I'm suffering from a heart attack, I've been involved in a car accident, whatever. You send the nearest ambulance, the system helps you, and you know that you did as much as you can for this person, right? At the most, you can call the paramedic and tell him, Chayim, was it a lady in labor? And he says, no, it's an 80-year-old lady with a headache or something like this. Okay, so nothing really happened. But how do you respond as a call taker when somebody calls you saying, listen, I've been shot in my leg, I'm hiding under a tree, and there are dozens of terrorists around me. Nobody really prepared, or nobody really trained them for this. And the only things we told them is, listen, we know that you cannot provide ambulance to each and every one that you need, but call back. If you know that you can't help this person that is under a tree and don't know what will happen, call him back. Provide him hope. Provide him compassion. Try to speak to his heart and make him feel better. One of the calls that we got was, the first calls that we got is from a 9-year-old kid saying, I'm at the entrance to the shelter at my home, and I don't have enough power to shut down the door, the door. We told him, who is with you? He said, my sister, a 6-year-old sister. We said, okay, what do you have a place to hide? And he said, yes, there is a closet in the house. We told him, okay, so go into the closet. Go into the closet. And this is the closet. Now, what I would like you to listen to is the second call when we call this boy back. Now, a warning: this is not an easy call. Okay, I would tell you the end. This boy survived. Okay, but this is not an easy call. If somebody wants to live, then no hard feelings. We know that he is in the closet with his sister, so we ask Ronnie to call him. And this is the call between Michael and Ronnie.
הלו? היי, זה רוני ממד"א, מה שלומך? תקשיב, קודם כל, איפה אתה נמצא? בכפר עזה? יופי, תקשיב. כרגע יש עומס של קריאות באזור, עושים את המקסימום להגיע, הצבא חסם חלק מהמקומות. עכשיו, אני מבין שאתה בלחץ, אני צריך שתהיה עיניים שלי, אוקיי? כרגע אתה הסתתרת בתוך הארון בבית? מעולה. איתך יש עוד את אחותך, נכון? בת כמה אחותך? 6. בת 6, יופי, מעולה. כמה ילדים אתם סך הכל בבית?
עכשיו 2.
אתם רק 2 ילדים בבית?
כן.
אוקיי. אתה ואחותך פצועים?
לא.
אוקיי. בוא תגיד לי, אתם הייתם לבד בבית או היו איתכם גם הורים?
כן, הייתם גם הורים.
מה עם ההורים? אתה, בבקשה, כשאתה מדבר איתי, תלחש. ככה שאני אבין, אבל לא לדבר חזק.
אמא, בהתחלה אבא שלי יצא החוצה, הוא יצא למגונית, ואז חייל נכנס, והרג את אמא שלי בתוך הבית, ואז הוא בא אלינו, ואמרתי לו שאמא מתה, ואז רצנו למגונית, ואז בדרך הרגו את אבא ואת אחותי. עכשיו נשארנו 2.
אז אני, סליחה שאני שואל את זה, כרגע ירו באבא שלך ובאמא שלך? אוקיי, בסדר. מה שאני מבקש ממך, תהיה איתי. איך קוראים לך? מיכאל. קודם כל אני חייב להגיד לך שאתה אלוף עולם, בסדר? הקור רוח שלך לא ברור מאליו. כרגע אתה היחיד, המבוגר האחראי שנשאר. אני מבקש ממך שתיקח כמה בגדים, תשימו עליכם, תתחבאו בארון, אוקיי? ולשמור על שקט מוחלט. טלפון תשים על שקט, שהטלפון יהיה כל הזמן איתך, אבל על שקט, אוקיי?
כן, אבל...
כמה סוללה יש לך? כמה סוללה יש לך?
יש 2 טלפונים, אחד מ-36 ואחד לא יודע.
סבבה, אז שתיהם שיהיו על שקט ומול העיניים שלך, כדי שאם מישהו מתקשר, אתה ישר אומר לי. בסדר? אנחנו מנסים להגיע כמה שיותר מהר, בסדר?
איפה אתם?
תקשיב, הצבא כרגע חסם את הגישה, אנחנו עושים את המקסימום כדי להגיע, בסדר? טוב, אתה אלוף מיכאל. אם חלילה משתנה משהו, אתה מתקשר ישר 101, בסדר?
101?
101, טוב?
טוב.
ביי.
At 11 p.m., a special reconnaissance unit of the IDF got into Kfar Gaza and rescued Michael and his sister Amalia to safety. Their sister wasn't killed. She was covered with her father's blood, went around in the kibbutz. Kids in the kibbutz, they know everyone, and they know everywhere. So they went to one of the neighbors who took her to his house, but then she was abducted to Gaza. And Abigail Idan was released after 52 days. And today, Michael, Amalia, and Abigail live with their aunt. I would never know how Michael was able to speak with such a cool way after seeing what he saw. And at the same way, I would never know how Ronnie was able to speak with a 9-year-old kid like this. But I know that this is Magen David Adom spirit. We don't give up, and we will do everything that we can in order to provide hope to people. And unfortunately, we lost 38 Magen David Adom members since the beginning of the war. 6 of them on October 7th, and some of them during the war themselves. And I'm showing the pictures because look at their faces. Those are the people of Israel. You won't see only ultra-Orthodox, and you won't see only secular, you won't see only men, or you won't see only women. This is Magen David Adom. And when we say, "Bemotam tzivu lanu et ha'chaim," when they died, they commanded us with life, I think that when they died, they commanded us to keep walking on the road that we have chosen to walk in or to work. And since October 8th, we've been doing a few things. First of all, we've been responding to the war, to the IDF transport of wounded soldiers from IDF helicopters, preparing to Hezbollah attacks, to Iran attacks. But we've been also working closely with communities, because we saw that communities that were prepared on October 7 responded well. Communities that had team members that were trained with guns were able to overcome the attack. And where we had people trained with first aid, they were able to treat their own people. And you know what? When we train groups, we train all the communities in Israel now for first aid to be the medical security response team for their community. We're not only providing them with tools for responding, we are also building their resilience. They feel better when they know that, God forbid, something happens, they can respond for themselves. And we train more paramedics now, because we know that the IDF needs our paramedics, and all the 20-year-old something paramedics were going to the army at the same day. The one that saved the day were paramedics like Amit Man, those 20 years old lady paramedics that are exempt from military service. And when we think about it, on October 7th, something was torn inside the Israeli society. People stopped believing in that the government will come and save them. People have a trust issue with the IDF. And when I think that what we're doing in the last year is we are actually not only strengthening the resilience, we're not only assuring that medical aid would be there, we are actually starting to rebuild the Israeli society, starting to gain trust with people. Thank God we have the reputation with the communities, but knowing that Magen David Adom will be there is key for us. So I'll end by saying that in my perspective, if you want to know Israel, if you want to experience Israel, or if you want to support Israel, support Magen David Adom. Because we couldn't have done everything that you have just seen in the last hour without people like you that support us. The ambulances, the command and control system that shows us where the people are, the helicopters, the boat in the Sea of Galilee that was generously donated by a man from Calgary. All of this wouldn't have happened because without you. Now, people saying you are doing the hard work because you are on the ground. No, we are doing this together. Because when an ambulance arrives and has a donor's name on his side, you are there with me. And when I know that if, God forbid, I need help, you'll be there to train more people, to make sure that we have medical equipment to restock our ambulances. Hi, partners. Okay? Each and every one of you are my partner and Chaim's partner and Rafael's partner for life saving. And for this, we will always be grateful. Words cannot express how grateful we are. And with this partnership, I'll end and I'll say thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thanks to you and thanks to our joint work, we will prevail. Am Yisrael Chai. Thank you very much.
just want to say how impressive your presentation was, and listening to that call with Michael was just very, very emotional, and the way Ronnie, is that, yeah, handled it was just really amazing. Folks, we've reached that place in the evening which is known as a Q&A. Let me just remind you, that's questions and answers. It's not statements and statements. So I hope it's okay that I'm saying it this way, but if you have a question rather than a soliloquy, see Bernie Bellin. But if you have a question, we have somebody with a microphone, and she'd be glad to come over. I think we have time for 2 or 3 questions before food is, we're with Jews, and it's required that we eat.
Uli. Yes, can you hear? Uli, my question is, where were you in October 7th?
Like everyone else, I was in bed at 6:30. When I saw that the barrage of rockets keeps on and on and on and on, I got up from bed. I told my wife, listen, we are going to war. I had no idea that was going, but I told her, listen, for sure we're going to war, and I'm going to the central dispatch to understand what's going on. Very, very soon afterwards, my director general arrived to the main dispatch, and we went to Sderot. Listen, I been in Mada through terror years, and I'm used to having terror scenes being cleared in half an hour, right? An hour. When you go back, like if there was a pigua or a terror attack in Machne Yehuda in Jerusalem, 3 hours later everything is clean and the shops are open. And we were going into Sderot, and I saw, and I started counting the bodies, and I counted more than 20 bodies, and I told my director general, Eli, how come we are 5 or 6 hours into the incident and there are bodies lying on the street? And I think this was the first time I started understanding the magnitude of the event. And later I had the privilege to join Magen David Adom teams and also respond to all kind of incident, not on specifically where terrorists were, but yeah, this was my October 7th. The rest is vague. I really can't remember what I did from evening till the next morning, but I heard that many don't remember.
Somebody has a question there.
Yuri, what difference does one ambulance make in the state of Israel?
An ambulance usually is in service for about 7 years, something like this. In its lifetime, an ambulance usually takes about, let's say, 1,000 patients a year. So for 7 years, let's say even 10 years, you, as an ambulance driver, if you stuck on one ambulance for 10 years, you directly influence the life of 10,000 people. But it's not only the 10,000 people you influence, right? Because they have siblings, and they have family, and they have friends, and they have all kind of people that care for them. So I think that if just to make the calculation easy, for 10 years you influence the life of at least 50,000 people. And I think this is huge. Personal story. I was badly injured falling off the roof of my house. Because my wife is far away, I can tell that she asked me to go on the roof. I would never mention this to her face because I once tried to, and like it was, thank God I ran quicker than her. And when I got back from the hospital, I told her, listen, when was the moment you could start breathing again? Okay, when was it? When I woke up in the hospital, or she said, no. When I saw the Magen David Adom hospital, Magen David Adom ambulance arriving, I felt much better. I said, okay, now things are better. And I really think that the right or the possibility of influencing so many people's life is a gift, a personal gift that I experienced, and for everybody that is involved, it's a great gift for this world.
There's a person in the back.
Yeah, I had a question about the International Federation of Red Cross and Red Crescent Societies. Magen David Adom is a member, and I wanted to know if that relationship changed in any way of Magen David Adom with the Federation after October 7th.
Well, the answer is yes, and I'll take 2 more minutes and just explain. The international movement of the Red Cross is comprised of 3 different entities. The first one is a national society. Each country has its own national societies, like the Canadian Red Cross, very dear friends. American Red Cross, Magen David Adom, Iranian Red Crescent Society, which is considered a very good society in their country. All the national societies, the 191 national societies, form a federation that its role is actually to share information and to find ways to cooperate. The third body is the International Committee of the Red Cross, the ICRC. Let's say the original Red Cross that was formed in 1869, which has its mandate from the Geneva Conventions, and has a mandate to visit prisoners of war or hostages. The thing is, the ICRC has to get the permission of whoever, the party that holds the hostages or the prisoners of war, in order to come and visit them. They cannot really do anything. If Israel now says we are not allowing you to visit Palestinian terrorists, they cannot do anything. On October 8th, we summoned the ICRC delegation in Israel, and we told them, listen, we are in a shitty situation. We know that Hamas would never let you visit the Israeli hostages. We know this because we see now what they did on October 7th. But if you will sit silent and will not go publicly and point out on Hamas and say they are not willing to allow us to visit, you'll be hammered. Well, that's it, you're gone. Jews will never forget what you did to us on the Second World War, and now 70 years later, you are doing the same thing. Once in 70 or 80 years, we need your help. If you cannot provide it, go publicly and do this. Anybody here is with a Swiss origin? Okay, so I can speak about Swiss. The ICRC is a Swiss organization. They have their procedures, right? And their procedures say that they are doing things quietly. Bunch of idiots, okay? Because in the Middle East, you cannot do things, you know, without shouting out or confidentiality. And there was a lot of anger towards the ICRC. I think that with good reasons, we actually disconnected our relation with the ICRC for nearly a year because of this. And now relations are getting better, but on the one hand, please know that they cannot impose themselves on Hamas. On the other hand, at least in our view, they had to go publicly. They had to go and say, we are standing at the gates of Gaza, and immediately when Hamas will allow us, we will go and visit the Israeli hostages, provide them with everything. They failed to do so. Something that reminds us once again that we cannot trust anyone else but ourselves. Don't rely. We started discussing with them back again because their president came to Magen David Adom, and she took an oath or promised us that they are investing any effort that they can with the Qatarian government and with the Egyptian government and with everyone that can influence Hamas to allow the visits. They took an oath on this. We don't have a reason to believe that they are lying, but it's better to keep contact, because sometimes they tell us, listen, hostages are going to be released. Be prepared. Know that something is happening. I think they know they made a huge mistake by not pointing out, and we are there to tell them that they are wrong, even if we are sometimes the sole voice that says this.
I have some incident that happened 60 years ago. My grandmother was needed 2 pints of blood, and there is no volunteer there. I have given her 1 pint, and I paid someone for the other pint. So how is it now? Like in Canada, it's free?
So in Israel, blood is given free to everybody who needs it. We do have like a blood insurance to everybody that provides blood. Not that anybody that doesn't have the insurance gets blood, but it's a way of I would say promoting blood donations in Israel. We are now working very hard in order to promote blood donations within teenagers. You can donate blood from the age of 17. So we want 12th grader to come and donate blood, because it's not only helping your community, it's also helpful for you. But nowadays, nobody would be asked to pay or to, nobody will be prevented from getting blood if needed.
I'm gonna stop us here, but the good news is that after I thank a few individuals, you're all invited immediately next door to our Kiddush Hall room for some refreshments. And there, Uri, along with Chayim and Raphael, are going to be around to mingle. That's in the agenda, and they swear by it. And so if you have questions for any of them, they're right? Nahon? Okay, it works? Yeah. Okay. So let me just end by thanking several people. I want to thank Ami Bakerman and Claudia Greiner. Again, a thank you to Sharon, and from Montreal, we want to thank Sydney Benizri. Did I get okay? Of course, all the way back in the room, the reason the sound is so wonderful is because Barry Kay of Cherry Tree Productions is our person. And the food this evening was catered by Lisa Odwack, and apparently it's delicious. We want to thank Raphael and Chaim, and of course, please give a special applause for Uri.
I want to thank the rabbi for having us today. Thank you for supporting us and being so nice to us.
Okay.
I'm not taking it for granted. And I also want to, where is Anna? Anna, thank you for helping us today at the Academy and also here. Thank you very much. And 2 more things. We have FOI, Friends of Israel. So I want to thank you just for supporting CMDA in Calgary, in Winnipeg, in Vancouver. We are working together for so many years, and you've been there by my side. So thank you for everything that you're doing for us. And also Victoria James, where is she? Oh, yeah. And Donald James. They are from Bridges for Peace, and they are also working with Magen Adom in Israel. And they also believe that there is nothing more important than saving lives in Israel. So thank you very much for all you do for us. I do appreciate these two groups of people, and especially to John Plants and Jared Esser and Roy Hebert. Where is he? Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you, and happy belated birthday to Judith Levitt, whose birthday was yesterday. And I think if I say any more announcements, I'll be asked to leave. So we're going to end this evening and then invite you to come and enjoy some refreshments. Toda rabba lechem. And an early Shabbat Shalom.